Chapter 61, Orphans of the Dynasty. Han Yi gradually accumulated attributes, watching as the progress bar slowly increased. If things continued this way, he could quickly transform into having dual spiritual roots within a month. If only he could attribute pick while following Chu Shanyu, a heavenly spiritual root that emerges once in 100 years. But he realized it would be difficult to reach that goal. Besides Yangshen Peak, which primarily focuses on alchemy and has the largest cultivation base, it's not easy for people from other peaks to visit Pure Yang Peak, let alone him going to Ziwei Peak. To visit Ziwei Peak, he would need to take some special measures, which currently seem very difficult. Furthermore, he heard that Ziwei Peak and Pure Yang Peak don't get along, an undoubtedly bad piece of news. As Wang Daniu and Han Yi exchanged moves, they gradually began to feel tired. Wang Daniu looked up at the sky and said, "Brother Han, it seems to be almost time for the meetup sister arranged. How about we rest a bit? We still have training to do." "All right." Han Yi nodded, wiping the sweat from his forehead. He smiled and said, "Daniu, your progress is quite obvious. You've gotten much more proficient." Wang Daniu's progress exceeded Han Yi's expectations. He didn't expect Daniu to learn anything, but who could anticipate that he would actually learn from Han Yi? He had only mastered the moves of the Fire Gang, Water Gang, and Wood Gang. And Daniu, who previously only knew one, now grasped two. "It's all thanks to your great teaching, Brother Han." Wang Daniu grinned. Han Yi looked at his own fists, recalling the sparring scene with Daniu just now. Normally, possessing the Heavenly Slaughter Lone Star attribute, Daniu should have encountered some accident, but nothing happened at all. Could it be that Heavenly Slaughter Lone Star isn't always triggered, but dependent on chance? Like Tushan King Li staying with him unaffected for some time. With this thought, Han Yi sighed in relief. Good thing it is only one attribute point, it isn't too noticeable. Leaving the mountain forest, Han Yi and Wang Daniu quickly reached the entrance of the Great Hall at Pure Yang Peak. A dozen disciples were already ready. Besides the disciples Han Yi had seen last time, quite a few new faces were present. They were all newly promoted outer sect disciples, including Daniu, who was recently selected. All of them had shown outstanding performance recently and were eligible to learn the Hanshin 5 Elements Gang. Shen Yuxiang, wearing a distinctive white robe, watched disciples who were arriving one after another, especially Han Yi. The frown on her face relaxed somewhat. She transmitted her voice loudly to them. "2 days ago, I taught you the Fire Gang and Water Gang techniques. Today it's the Golden Gang. Make sure to master the basic skills tonight." "Yes, senior sister." All disciples showed reverence, bowing their fists in response. Although senior sister Shen appeared kind and approachable, she was quite strict when teaching, unafraid to be harsh due to her strong capabilities. "Let me display it first, the G Golden Ding Key." Taking a gentle breath, Shen Yuxiang's eyes suddenly turned sharp. Shriek! Senior sister's white robe fluttered even though there was no wind. The air seemed torn apart by the movement, as if everything within a 3-foot radius would be severed. Everyone, including Han Yi, watched this scene with full seriousness, their eyes unwavering. As one of the top inheritances of Pure Yang Peak, Hanshin 5 Elements Gang was, of course, mysterious and profound. Shen Yuxiang's punches were very slow but forceful. Every punch carried intention as sharp as a blade, causing the surrounding spiritual ki to rise sharply, transform into magical power, and take the form of silver blades. Like freshly unsheathed swords, the chilling and flashing light was strikingly dazzling in the dim night. Han Yi's pupils contracted. He sensed the horrifying aspect of G Golden Ding Ki, a kind of invisible aura locked onto him, impossible to dodge or resist. He could only wait to be beheaded. Hundreds of shining blades seemed to fill the surroundings, immobilizing everyone. What caught his attention even more was when senior sister Shen used her magic power, a golden phantom emerged around her dantian. Could that be the golden core? As she drew back her hands, the magic power around her body dispersed. The oppressive atmosphere dissipated quickly, and everything went back to normal. This is G Golden Ding Ki. Its essence is the condensation of spirit ki and the gold of the 5 elements. displaying the power to slash anything, the gold of sober resistance. It's invincible, capable of turning the tables. She explained this way. Upon hearing this, everyone's eyes lit up. Gold of sober resistance? Learned. Han Yi only needed to close his eyes, replaying all the punches he just saw and understanding her interpretation of the punch intentions. He indeed found it insightful. He believed he had mastered the Golden Gang. Next, practice for 2 hours and check the results. Don't forget to ask if there are any doubts. The following time was left for everyone to practice. In just the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Han Yi had completely mastered the boxing technique he had just demonstrated. He knew there was still one more thing to learn, so he went to Shen Yuxiang, asking for the technique. You've already learned it? Looking at the incense stick burning in the Great Hall, Shen Yuxiang noted that only one segment had burned down. I have learned. Sister, please teach me the Earth Gang technique next. I didn't expect your talent in martial arts to be this excellent. All right, follow me. They'll teach you Earth Gang now. Observe closely as I demonstrate the technique of heavy Earth Gang Ki. Studying his senior sister's robust form thoroughly while she was demonstrating the technique, Han Yi felt the ancient and heavy aura as if a majestic mountain stood before him. It didn't carry the weight of history, but the charm of the emerging great path. In the past, a beauty danced with a sword, making a king laugh. Now, a senior sister shows her strength with a punch, showcasing a heroic elegance. What are you looking at? Hania had been daydreaming after Shen Yuxiang had completed a set of movements. With a concerned look on her face, she waved her hand. In a hurry, Han Yi explained, I was wondering if this technique can only be useful when practiced to your level of expertise, sister. After all, you are a golden core cultivator who mastered the technique to the state of perfection, while we are only at the key cultivation stage. Shen Yuxiang shook her head. What makes a top-tier divine power technique top-tier is its variety. Every person has a different mix of 5 elements in their heart, thus the fist intent they create will be different too. Understanding these different states of mind is something that everyone can do. That's where the true essence of 5 Elements Gang lies. I've learned a lot. Han Yi was bowing respectfully. Sister Shen waved her hand. Go on. If you can master the 5 Elements Gang today, you might be able to grasp the fist intent in a month. Understood, sister. Han Yi let out a sigh of relief, headed outside the Great Hall and sat down on the stone steps to rest a bit. Looking at the crowd clumsily training with the boxing technique below, he felt grateful. If he didn't have the unparalleled fist intent attribute, he would likely be lost at the moment. Brother Han, you look relaxed. You must be made some breakthroughs. The laughter of Lin Shihuang came from behind him. Han Yi turned his head and saw him, giving a small nod. It's just a basic grasp of the 5 Elements Gang, nothing significant. Lin Shihuan looked envious. That's already very impressive. I've only managed to master 3 of them so far. Han Yi suddenly remembered something. He took out a yellow paper from his storage ring and asked, Is the person wanted on this warrant you? Lin Shihuang had a look and laughed helplessly. Yes, it's me. It's a wanted order from Central Greizhou, yet it has now reached Qingyun Province. It looks like it will be difficult for you to leave the mountain until you reach the Golden Core stage. Han Yi joked. Qingyun Province is on the edge of the Greizhou. It's really far from the economic and political center of Greizhou. However, the fact that this wanted order could reach here reflects the importance assigned to it by the current ruler of Greizhou. Yes, perhaps they'll forget about me after a decade or 2. Lin Shihuang sighed while gazing at the starry night above. I'm really curious about what exactly happened to you. In the midst of casual conversation, Han Yi took the opportunity to ask out of curiosity. Lin Shihuang pointed with his lips and said sighingly, It doesn't matter even if I tell you. My late father was about to die of illness. My older brother, who was destined to ascend the throne, had been assiduous for 3 years. However, one day he became afflicted with a strange poison and unexpectedly died. This caused chaos throughout the court. The queen whom my brother had favored, along with her relatives from outside the palace who were leading them, staged a coup. Most of the royal family was slaughtered. As for me, I survived because I was not in the capital at that time. That woman sure knows her stuff. After listening to the whole story, Han Yi commented, "Yes, I suspect that she is a spy sent by the demon path. She killed my father and brother. However, I don't have any evidence." That evil woman ascended the throne and declared a great governance, replacing all the officials with the support of the Immortal Gate. The Immortal Gate even supported her. I'm not too clear about that. Our great Joe has the backing of the Immortal Gate, but most of the time, they only send cultivators to guard it. They do not interfere too much in matters of governance. After all, worldly affairs are trivial and probably don't even reach the ears of the leader of the Immortal Gate. Lin Shihuang wore a somber look. "Do you want to avenge them?" "Of course," Lin Shihuang responded resolutely. "As a survivor of the royal family, it's my duty to restore our rule. However, I'm currently too weak and can't do anything about it. If my cultivation becomes stronger in the future, I will certainly seek revenge from that woman." Han Yi comforted him. "Brother Lin, it's commendable you are still determined after all these hardships. If you ever restore the rule, what do you think about me taking the position of the national teacher? Maybe I could help you fool the people a bit." Seeing his obvious frustration and indignation, Han Yi tried to lighten the mood with a joke. Lin Shihuang smiled at his words, agreeing, "All right, it's a deal. When the time comes and you achieve your Tao, Brother Han, I will definitely make you the national teacher."